All right.
Hey, hello, Adrian. Thank you for taking the time.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for having me, man. I'm really looking forward to swim the pond and come over to the States and play.
Well, we're looking forward to it too. Yes, the tour starts at the Vault in New Bedford on August 3rd. Now, if you don't know who Adrian Vandenberg is, not just a stellar guitar player, but leading up the band Vandenberg, who had a song in the 80s, a hit called Burning Heart, which is also one of the greatest makeout songs in rock and roll history. I just want to thank you for that, sir.
No, thanks. Good. I consider that an honorary title.
Yes, I'd like to think that there were several people who were born or walking around today thanks to that song.
Well, as a matter of fact, now you mention it, there has been at least over the years 3 people who have mentioned that, and out of those 3, I remember clearly that 2 of them named their son after me because of that.
Wow, that's quite the honor. That's pretty awesome.
So yeah, I told those guys, I thought, man, I'm really honored. What a great thing. I could never figure it out when I wrote that song behind my dad's piano when I was 18 or 19 or something.
That's awesome. Well, you weren't just in Vandenberg. You were part of Whitesnake for a long time. And you were part of Whitesnake during their most successful years, the self-titled album, Slip of the Tongue, which you helped write a lot of that album. And your current tour is called My Whitesnake Years. And so what was the catalyst to do a tour that focused on your work with Whitesnake? Well,
last year, it was 35 years ago that we headlined the legendary English Donington Festival. It was when Steve Vai was in the band for that tour. It was a Slip of the Tongue tour. So last year, we realized that 35 years ago, so that was like a serious anniversary and worth of a celebration. So we started doing that. My Whitesnake tour was originally just for 2025, but then people kept asking for it, and I think, well, who am I to deny that, because I love to play those songs again. I haven't played them in 30 years. So, almost 30 years. So, for me, it was really fresh and very exciting to play it. And I'm lucky to have a vocalist in my band who really does justice to those songs. It's Mats Leven. He's known for his work with Indy Malmsteen, but he's got this timbre like David. So, when we do Still of a Night or Here We Go Again or Crying in the Rain or whatever, he really nails it on the head, and it's very exciting to do that. It's very exciting to perform on live again.
You also have a couple of other veterans in the band there. Now, next year, I believe, you're going to be celebrating 50 years in music, and I think you're still going out with Marco Mendoza and Vinnie Moore. Those 2 guys have maybe as equal amount of time as you do playing in music, right?
Yeah, we're all road veterans.
Mark Mendoza he also did some time in Whitesnake, but you guys were never in Whitesnake together, were you?
No, we are on a video together. There was a video for Too Many Tears on the Restless Heart album, and Marco couldn't continue touring with us because his dad passed away.
Oh.
So, yeah, Marco and I just we met at the time, and we had a couple of drinks and all that stuff, and then we didn't see each other until the year before last year, 2024, Marco and his band supported my band Vandenberg when we toured in Holland. So we got to hang out together again, and he's a fantastic bass player, as everybody knows. He's been around. He's played in the later years of Whitesnake, and he toured with Journey for a while, and with Thin Lizzy. We're a bunch of road dogs.
Yeah, and Vinnie Moore. He played with Alice Cooper for a little while, and he was also with UFO. So you got some real heavy hitters in your band here.
Yeah, well, actually, Marco and Vinnie do a set with their band, and they play a lot of material from both the years of Journey and Thin Lizzy and God knows. And then I come up with my band, and we do Whitesnake stuff predominantly, and always squeeze in a couple of Vandenberg classics because Going Hard, of course, and a song like Your Love Is in Vain that was on heavy rotation on YouTube or on MTV at the time when MTV was still about music.
So you said you haven't played some of this stuff in 30 years, and you're just coming back to it. Are you? Is there like a point where you're like rediscovering it, or maybe saying, you know what, maybe I could do this better, or maybe I could do a little less of this? Are you gonna be like mimicking the same exact thing, or is it a constant evolution for you?
Yeah, you're right. It should be a bit of an evolution. You know, you kind of stick to the frame of those songs. There's one song that we felt we should do exactly the same as a tip of the hat, as an honorable mention to John Sykes, who passed away, as you know, 2 years ago. And John, of course, was very, very influential on that 1987 album, being the great guitar player that he is. So a song like Still of the Night, we played exactly the same. It should be played exactly the same, and I think. And we always mention John Sykes, you know, when we announce the song, because it should be, you know, it should be memory that way and honored. So, but yeah, we always mention him for one of those songs.
And as I mentioned earlier, you're going into 50 years in music. And if I read correctly, there is a documentary in the works, or you're planning to make a documentary. Is that right?
Yeah. There's a documentary about. Actually, there is a documentary made by a Dutch film producer. It was meant for Dutch TV. It is on YouTube now, I think, and it's called Adje, Adje, which is my nickname, which means Little Adrian, because I'm only 2 meters tall, 6'6" or something, 6'7". And that film director wanted to continue, so it's going to be a full-on documentary about everything. There's going to be a lot of filming going on the road, and there's also a biography coming out next year. I mean, for me, it's very strange to realize that I've been, you know, in professional rock bands since 50 years, you know. I started my first own rock band 50 years ago next year and recorded an album, and we started touring Europe right away while I was still a student at the art college in Holland.
Well, that's amazing. Not a lot of people can celebrate, you know, 50 years in that business. It's a tough business to stay in. Yeah. So that's a very special thing. So we're looking forward to seeing you. The opening show of the tour, we're blessed to have that here in Massachusetts at New Bedford at the Vault. That's coming up on August 3rd. Enjoy a night of some amazing music. And Adrian Vandenberg, thank you so much for taking the time, sir. I appreciate it, and good luck on the tour.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, and I hope to see you around on the tour, somewhere on the road.